Hi. So I realized that a lot of people think that I only work with people in relationships because I'm like a relationship coach, and that you have to be in a relationship or that I'm going to work with you as a couple. And actually, that's not true at all. And, that's because your relationship with yourself is the most important. And there are tons of people I know who are in incredibly successful long-term relationships, the relationships we all hear about and dream of, and the reason that we crave and desire and get the idea that a relationship is what's going to fulfill us, because they spent some good time single before that relationship. And you would think that being single is hard. You would think that the way that we resist and detest being single, and it ends up being just like a circumstance that we find ourselves in, and we fight it and we look for little lifelines out of it. You would think that it's actually hard to be single, but actually when you own that, it's really great and easy to be single. But the great and easy part about it is when you really come into the wholeness and the relationship with yourself that's in full and complete alignment. And I also had a question of what a love alignment session is. And, that's what a love alignment session is. It's like what you want, what you're trying to create. And our emotions are energetic, our feelings and our thoughts are energetic. And what we have going on in our mind and our heart internally is what manifests externally. And so, our external reality is a reflection of our internality. And so a love alignment session is you coming into alignment with what you want, with who you are, letting go of all the stuff that's limiting you, that's interfering, that's stuckness, the stuff that maybe you're engaging with and struggling with and grappling with internally that you're not necessarily showing the world. And say hi when you get on here, because I just want to say hi to you. But anyway, and how it reflects internally. So a love alignment session is dropping that stuff, releasing that struggle, coming into full and complete alignment with what you want, how you resonate, who you are, right? And then the love that you desire. Hi, I'm so glad you're here, because this was kind of inspired by you somewhat. So the love that you desire can come into alignment, or you're in alignment, and so you're attracting it. It's going to come orbiting around you. You're already, resonating in it. You're already creating it. So James, like I was saying, you would think that being single is really, really hard, the way that we resist it, and we just see it as such a circumstance. And so I just posted this meme, which was from this website called waitbutwhy.com. And it's about life partnership. And it's the way we look at it and the way that society has us think about it is there's couples and there's single. And single is at the bottom of the figured it all out staircase. And couples are at the top. And that's actually not true at all, because if you're in a totally dysfunctional couple that you magnetized because you were convinced that you needed a relationship to be in alignment and to, what we thought was alignment, which was feeling good and happy and doing good and successful and finding love in this world. If you came into a relationship based on that concept and you hadn't fully developed yourself and come into wholeness and alignment, and you don't have a great relationship with yourself, then the truth is that you're in a couple that is at the bottom of the figured it all out staircase, right? And being single is above that. So there's couples, and there's being single, and you may be below a single person as a person in a couple on the figured it all out staircase. And then there's the couples who got it right and who figured it out. And maybe that's who you aspire to be. And so on the figured it all out staircase, there's couples at the bottom and there's couples at the top. And single is a fairly neutral position. And let me see what James has to say about this. Yeah, so he's just saying that he's got a lot of greatness from being single once he was able to get comfortable with it. And me too. And it's like you would think like how much we resist it and like, you know, detest it. And, you know, like we like send out all these little lifeboats and life rafts to like save us from being single, that it would actually be really uncomfortable or hard, but like, come on, like what's hard about deciding like what you want to eat for dinner and having it, you know? Like being single is awesome. And so is being in like a really phenomenal partnership. And like I was saying earlier, a lot of people who have come into like a wholeness and a resonance and a really great relationship with themselves, they end up in really solid, great relationships that are the reason that we think relationships are great and awesome. And the other thing that I was going to say, I lose my train of thought at least like once every video. Like I'll put a love alignment session link in the comments. Hi Rick, how are you doing? I want to read your comment in just a minute. And so what that is, and the fact that you don't have to be in a relationship for me to work with you. And a lot of times I work with, I don't usually work with people together in their couples. I usually work with them individually, because really like what each individual needs to come into wholeness and into alignment is separate. You know, one person may need this, and I do different things. I have different programs and packages, and one person may need something different than the other person in the couple. And yet, you know, because I'm working with the two of them and it's my work, it intermingles and overlaps. And I honestly see it as like a red flag when someone doesn't want to work on themselves at all. And they'll only work on themselves if they're there holding their hand with their couple. So, yep, let's see. Is there anything else I was going to say? I don't know. I lost my train of thought. Let's see what Rick has to say. Starts with taking care of yourself to be able, self-awareness, others will notice. Totally. So that's what I was saying in the beginning, is like our energy, our emotions, our thoughts, they have energy and they resonate externally. And if you are struggling with and wondering why you're single, and you're thinking that, you know, being single is a negative and that just being part of a couple is what's going to make it positive, then, you know, that's what's going to manifest, you know, is the struggle, the self-deprecation, the lack of alignment, the lack of, you know, energetic harmony in your body. And it can be a lot worse than that, what's actually going on with us internally. So I was explaining like that I don't just work with people in relationships. I don't just work with couples. And a love alignment session, alignment is coming into this place of like beautiful, like we could call it neutrality today, as in, I think this is what I was going to say, on the figured it all out staircase, like single is neutral, you know, being in a relationship that you manifested thinking that you needed it, or that being single was you know, a negative, or, you know, a position of lack and something that needed fulfillment, is, you know, is a couple steps away from being in a great partnership, whereas being single is just one step away of being in a great partnership. And so, you know, we call it neutrality today, like coming into alignment. You know, you don't have a bunch of stuff, machinations going on internally. Your heart and your mind are just like buoyant and free, and you have a fabulous relationship happening with yourself and your life and source energy, and your vibration is in harmony and bright, and then you will align with your soul's mate naturally and easily and effortlessly, and you won't even care anyway. So namaste. Have a great evening. I'm going to put the love alignment session in the comments, and thanks for joining me tonight. All right, talk to you next time. Bye.